Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back again. I hope you enjoyed the talk by Gavin. I thought that was absolutely fascinating. Still got lots of things that we'd like to share with you, including a beginning by communities leading change. GCCN has been so proud to be able to support this organisation and in what they do. I might get Ruth, Harper and Steve to come up on the screen, knowing that Belinda's in the background. Ruth, I'm going to cross over to you because you've got a very exciting launch, both you and Steve, and I'll leave you to it. Welcome.
Thanks, Darren. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're all meeting tonight, which for me is Gunai Kurnai country and will be different for all of you, and to pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. It's an honour to be here tonight to talk to you all at the launch of our amazing magazine. I'd like to acknowledge the huge amount of work that Belinda Griffiths in particular from Climate for Change has put into this magazine over the last year, as well as all of the people who've collaborated on this project, many of whom are here in the audience tonight. So it's so great that people are here. This is not our preferred format for launching a magazine like this. We were really hoping to have a live event and we still are hoping to have one. So please stay in touch with us and we'll give you the details on how to stay in touch later, but please stay in touch and hopefully we will have a very exciting and much more community-based live event further down the track. But here I am tonight talking to you via the magic of the internet. So talking, we all talk every day pretty much, but how much of the talking that we do is actually quality communication? And how well do you listen? Because listening is as important to effective communication as talking. And how often have you put off talking to somebody because you know it's going to be a really difficult conversation? We all do it, whether it's family members, colleagues, friends. I know that I've done it. Communities Leading Change began as a program to help people to build the skills that they need to have those difficult conversations. The program taught us how to identify common values with other people and through these to develop a deeper sense of empathy and understanding when communicating with other people. The program was initially targeted at the Latrobe Valley and had the specific goal of helping people to conduct kitchen table conversations about climate change and transition in particular. It ended up attracting participants from all over Gippsland with common interests. Through the program, 33 locals were trained to facilitate conversations with their community about the region's need for a just transition. The conversations allowed people to talk openly about what a transition means for them and their hopes for the future. More than 200 people have been involved in the program so far in the last 2.5 years. This has included people working in the mines, teachers, health workers, community workers, farmers, people from all throughout the community. The program was funded jointly by Climate for Change and the Gippsland Climate Change Network, thank you, with a Climate Change Innovation Grant from the Victorian State Government, Climate for Change and the GCCN network are both involved in building community resilience and climate change mitigation and adaptation programs in the whole of Victoria. I joined Communities Leading Change to learn how to communicate more effectively, and most of all, how to have difficult conversations, especially when it comes to climate change. I've been banging on about climate change for years. I first started in year 12 when I did my communication project on the greenhouse effect. I won't tell you how long ago that was, but it was a while. And unfortunately, I don't think I can claim to really have made much of an impact on getting people on board. In fact, if anything, I think I just managed to alienate people. Why was that? I was too zealous. I was too in your face. It's well documented that statistics don't change people's minds. The key to effective communication is empathy. Identifying shared values and finding the common ground with other people. Even if you don't agree with somebody, you can still find common ground. You can still find a way to relate to them. And listening in a way that makes people feel heard. I'm going to introduce Steve now. Steve's going to talk a little bit about why he joined the program and then go on to talk about the actual publication itself. And when he does that, I'll show some slides sharing on my screen.
Thanks, Ruth. I guess my path here is a little different to Ruth's. I began out as a mechanical engineer, got involved with the power stations in the valley, and it was really the closure of Hazelwood that was a wake-up call for me. I began to connect the dots between closure dates to the remaining power stations, the Paris Agreement, the Victorian government policies on renewables, and it hit me that the power industry, currently underpins the Latrobe Valley economy, and I became worried about the closure of the industry and that it would have a devastating impact on the valley, and it worried me that I'd see lots of businesses close, housing prices plummet, and jobs for us and for our kids disappear. Came to the realization that the government wasn't going to lead change, because being a leader means being a little bit different to the status quo, and that governments want to stay where the bulk of public opinion is. So it's people that lead change. So when communities leading change came along, I jumped at the opportunity. As Ruth said, the training was about effective communication through empathy, identifying shared values, and finding common ground. And so we had 33 people trained as facilitators, and many on the call tonight. So big shout out to them, because this is all about their work. So, whoop, I don't even know if this will work in the camera. No, it's not going to show it. So Ruth, if you could, here we go. If I hold it on an angle, you can see a bit of it. Nice, big, thick magazine. Ruth, if you're able to share your screen, then we can show some extracts from the magazine. So Belinda will drop into the chat the address for the Communities Leading Change website, and you can go to the website and download this to have a look. As Belinda sort of covered, we had lots of people from different industries: mining, teachers, healthcare workers, and community workers and farmers. And the program was jointly funded by Climate for Change and the Gippsland Climate Change Network, with a climate change innovation grant from the Victorian State Government. The publication captures and presents all of the results of the many conversations that were held around kitchen tables in Gippsland, with a focus on the future of our region. Through the conversations, it became clear that so many of us were thinking and worrying about the same sorts of issues regarding the future of our region and the environment. People were saying they wanted a clear vision for the future, and they also were just hearing about all of the amazing and positive things that were happening in our area for the first time. So this magazine is those stories, as well as presenting the thoughts and feelings of those involved in the conversation. The publication is around 80 pages of full colour, showcasing inspirational stories of people creating their own positive change, with profiles of local people and businesses who are successfully making changes towards a zero carbon future, from farmers to innovative businesses. The work's taken on a life of its own, with the passionate people that were involved in the program forming a group to really work on developing and navigating a just transition for the future. So we'll hope you'll share the magazine far and wide so that other people in the Valley can become aware of this body of work. We hope the magazine sparks more conversation and helps the community create a clear vision. We would really love to have a face-to-face magazine launch, and we did try for that before our friend COVID intervened. So here we are tonight. We will put on a face-to-face launch as soon as we're able to. So keep an eye on our website, which is communitiesleadingchange.org.au. On the screen at the moment, but I think you can actually copy it from the chat, is the link to the resources page where you can download the magazine. You can also contact Communities Leading Change, sign up there for so that we can make you aware of when the face-to-face launch will happen. We're also able to provide a hard copy of the magazine as well. Is that correct, Ruth?
In limited numbers, yes. Limited
numbers, because we were only able to print just so many. Also, we've got coming up further training for those that want to be able to facilitate conversations, putting together a conversation training package online, and hopefully in late August in the evening, we will be able to roll that out. But to be involved in that, please go to the website and provide your details.
We're hoping that this magazine is just the first of a series as well. We are seeing this as a beginning, not an end.
Yeah. So yeah, as we said, please head to the website and download the magazine. Thank you very much, guys. I'm not sure if we've had some questions come through. I think Linda was going to try and handle some of those in the background, or answer some of those in the background, but I'll hand back to you, Darren.
Yes, indeed. Look, there was questions about, is it available in shops and news agencies and so on. It's available online and will be made readily available. We'll send it out to lots of local councils and libraries and all sorts of things. So no shops and news agencies at this stage. But hey, Steve, Ruth, that was fantastic. Any last words you'd like to say to anyone?
I guess we really would like people to download that magazine, and would like people to get involved in learning how to facilitate conversations when that training package is available.
And look, understand that these conversations are often quite difficult, because you actually say you're not just having them with people who are converts. You have them. I know the one at my place had people that were, you know, not so connected to climate change, and you have some pretty tough conversations.
Absolutely, and the training really does help to develop the skills to manage those conversations, to know, you know, how to not sort of get defensive, as I have tended to in the past, and instead listen and see where people are really coming from, and it changes the way that you communicate then. So it's a really great program. It's ongoing. Please get involved and share with as many people as you can as well.
And look, emphasise again, it is communities leading change. So as Steve said at the start, this is not governments or politicians, you know, coming up with big policy statements. It's on the ground, community people just leading kitchen table conversations that are leading that change. And look, I really need to thank Belinda, I know, who's in the background, who's been working really hard on this publication. It is amazing work. Well done. There's Belinda. Go, Belinda. And I think Katarina's there as well. And she deserves a huge virtual round of applause, because it was her idea in the first place. And I remember getting a phone call from her thinking, what's all this about? And it's led to some fantastic things. So unfortunately, we have to move on, Ruth and Steve, but congratulations to what you've done. Please download the book and the magazine and have a good read.
Yeah, big thanks to Katerina and Esther as well for all their hard work.
Esther, oh gee, I'm getting in trouble for not mentioning Esther. Yes, she's done a great job. Thanks, guys. I'll get you to stop sharing the screen if you could, Ruth, and I'll say goodbye to you two as we move on. So please don't go away, ladies and gentlemen.